to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready?
All right, good day everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas day number 5. Yes, amazing how time flies, right? When you're having fun. And yes, we have been having fun doing our Vlogmas daily. And today we have another awesome guest with us. I've known Adam for quite a while now, and he is one of the most talented person I know, especially when it comes to drawing. Yes, I know that Miss Wims is very excited about this topic because she is actually an artist as well. So Adam is actually a visual artist, in living in Ramona, California, and he has been drawing for over 50 years. He holds a Bachelor of Science, a degree in art education from the University of Wisconsin, Madison. His specialty, though, is pencil drawing. But also, he is known for his paintings and print making. I know you would love to see some of his works, and later on, I'm sure he will show it to us. Adam is also a student. I'm sorry, Adam is also known for his paintings and printmaking, and is now a student again online. On an art in an online art school called New Masters Academy to sharpen his skills in traditional art methods, and he also plans to enroll in in Milan Art Institute in January 2023 to enhance his second career as a professional artist. Yes, because he is actually in an existing career and he's at the top of his career. He's just, so good at so many things. And as he said, never stop learning. That's why he's actually gone back to school and is going back for another one this coming year. Adam can be reached through his websites and his other socials, which you will see later on running ticker down over below on his scenes. All right. And so without further ado, let's bring Adam back. Okay. And yes, he's back because he was with us a while back. Okay, in the show, and we will also talk about that. So let's bring in Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hey there, Lala. How are you?
Oh,
Merry
I'm good.
Christmas.
Adam, thank you so much for coming in today. And I'm super glad that you are safe. You know, there was quite an accident going back home, right? That's why we had to start a little bit
Yeah, I
late.
was actually,
Yes.
I live up in the mountains and we were down the hill visiting my in-laws. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually birthday weekend. It was my wife's birthday, my nephew's birthday.
Oh,
My
happy
birthday is tomorrow.
birthday.
My mother's birthday, well, it's actually today where you are, but it's tomorrow for me. My
Ah,
mother-in-law's birthday is the next day on the 6th, and my my son, my brother-in-law, his birthday's on the 7th. So there's like 5 of us that have our birthdays. So
Wow.
we had this
Birthday weekend.
wonderful meal and we had cake. And so,
Happy birthday to
of course, and so
everybody.
I'm driving back up the mountain, and there must have been an accident because they shut the road up. So I had to go around the other side, and I was rushing to get back. But
Oh,
fortunately, you were able to shift the time and give me 30 minutes. So
yes, of course.
wonderful
Absolutely.
conversation. But I'm ready to go. I'm good, and I got birthday cake in me, so I'm super happy.
That's awesome. Okay, I just had to fix that one. It's not centered. All right. So let's just say hi to everybody in the chat. Okay, Superfloop is saying, Adam, that personally much better at sketching backgrounds than faces. So I'm very excited to learn from today's episode. Actually, I believe faces is one of the most difficult things. I don't draw, but I've read that, to actually draw faces is one of the most difficult things to do. And of course, you had Sammy. Hi, Sammy. And Miss
Hey,
Wims.
Sammy.
Whimsical Thoughts is actually an artist herself, Adam. She is also a graduate from an art school here in the Philippines. All right. So, and of course, we have Tina. Hi, Lala, Adam, Samantha, Wims. Hello. Yes. Good thing I don't have much work in the morning. Oh, that's great, Miss Wims. So, yes, our Vlogmas is going to be either in the morning or in the evening. So you don't forget, make sure that you hit that notification bell, and my schedule for the whole December is on my Facebook page. Miss Vez, happy Monday, everyone. Yes, great to have you with us today, Adam. All right, so indeed, it's a blessing. As you know, we have had Adam earlier this year, right, Adam? Okay, and if you
Yeah, I think so.
remember,
A while ago. It
yes,
was a
so we
lifetime ago, in
yes,
fact.
but
So
we
much has
actually
happened.
talked about podcast. So, but now Adam is we're gonna be talking about drawing. So, his content, okay, before used to be podcast. How did you, like, as we said, pivot into this new topic for your channel, Adam? What made you decide to do the pivot?
So I've had great success as a podcaster over the years from the beginning of podcasting, and it's something I was passionate about. And I thought naturally it would be a good fit to move that forward, and I was very excited. I really loved what I was producing too, but it's just not where I am today, right? When I really did the inner work, and this is,
Mm-hmm.
everybody should do this, right? You should think about what really makes you happy, not what your mind thinks is the right thing
Mm-hmm.
to do sometimes, but almost like where's your heart in the matter, right? Where's your heart? And it kept on coming back to drawing. And I have a degree in drawing. I went to art school. I have a degree in art education. I am a professional designer. I'm an art director, and so I'm always around art. It's what I do. I sketch all the time for work, and I sketch during the day too. So I thought, maybe I should show my art. And I never really thought to show my art. I never thought I was really good enough to show my art, especially around doing portraits. I'm very self conscious about my work because it's so close to my heart. But then I started to share my art, in fact, move away from talking
Mm-hmm.
about things like what's the best camera or what's the best
Mm-hmm.
microphone, all the stuff that is wonderful content. If that's what you're into, lean in, talk about that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Super fun to talk about, build content around that. But for me, when I started to share on YouTube and the socials, Instagram, TikTok, and the others, my artwork, which I never really share, I got so much more response. We're talking 10, 20
Mm-hmm.
times, going
Absolutely.
from 20, 30 downloads to 2,000 downloads, 5,000
Wow.
downloads. I think I had 25,000 downloads, of my shorts that I'm creating on my artwork. And so there's definitely a connection there. And I've gotten more engagement as well. And a lot of it is because I think when you see my work, you'll understand where my heart is. And my I think underneath it all is, follow your heart. Listen to your
Absolutely.
mind, but follow
Follow
your
your
heart.
heart.
Where
Yes,
I was following my mind and I was
yes.
ignoring my heart. And so
I
that's
always
why
look
I
up
picked.
to Adam when it comes to, like this, because I, for one, I'm very scared of doing changes, making changes. But I learned from Adam that, you don't have to, right? If it's something that you feel needs to be done and a change needs to be done for, overall, your mental health, and yet, so that you can actually do this, right? Longer, and the reason why you do things, right? So when Adam and I talk about, things, we somehow eventually goes into a deeper conversation about the why we do what we do. So that's why now Adam Tinkoff's channel is now about art, specifically drawing. Okay. So guys, recently, if you don't know, Adam actually created, okay, a personal challenge where he decided to do, like, he will draw a portrait of a face, okay, every day for 30 days. Okay. But before we move on into that one, Adam, I know that you actually did, as we said in the intro, that you also did printmaking, right, in the past. Okay, so
That's right.
yeah, so he did this 30-day challenge where he drew faces, right? But prior to drawing faces, actually in the past, he did faces or portraits printmaking. So maybe you want to tell us something about that, Adam, about
Yeah,
printmaking?
I can share that even before I got into printmaking, which was a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the same thing. I was printing every day for about 3 months. And I put myself through these challenges of like, how many can I do? And I'd see how many I can do. And we're talking about like producing a finished piece of artwork every day for like 3 months, so you end up with like 100 pieces, and that's a
Yeah.
body of work. Before I did that, I was painting portraits, right? I used to paint portraits as well. So I've done a lot of legwork around understanding the construction of the head and the face and getting the likeness and all of that kind of stuff. So going back to the printmaking, this was a few years ago, and I was just fascinated with one method in printmaking when I was in college. And again, as I shared, I have a degree in
Mm-hmm.
art. One semester, actually 1 year, I focused on printmaking, and what we did was etching and on
Etching.
copper plates, and it's very traditional where you size the plate with asphalt and you scratch into it, and then you soak it in acid, and then you print it with this gigantic machine. And it was this huge process, and I think in the entire year I'd made like 4 prints because it was such an arduous
Wow.
process, and
Okay.
copper was so expensive. The copper
Mm-mm.
plates, I mean, we're talking like $100 for a little plate like this. I mean, money is made out of copper, jewelry is made out of
Mm-hmm.
copper. Copper's expensive. So it was just, I loved it, but it was just so expensive. And then you needed to have a press and a studio, and we're working with very toxic inks, and it was like a whole thing. And unless you lived near a university or some kind of studio that had this kind of thing, it was kind of out of the reach.
Mm-mm.
But one of the things that I played with earlier was something that's linoleum printing, or lino print, where you actually carve into linoleum.
Mm-mm. Lino
And
printing.
you use a carving tool that I don't have any here, but it looks like a chisel, with a little handle and a little V, and you just
Yes.
carve out. And then you ink it up and you print it, and you get the impression. And it's fascinating. I actually have one here. They have this new material that's like a condensed rubber, really nice, and it's really easy to carve. So this is an example of plate, right? This is just a flexible rubber plate, and you draw your artwork on top of this with markers or whatever it is. It works really well with Sharpie or with like a
Mm-hmm.
woodless pencil that's really soft. You can just
Mm-hmm.
draw right on these things, and then you just carve away any area that is going to be white, because the white part doesn't get any ink, and anything that's raised, and then you ink this up, right? And then you put the paper on top, right? So you have this inked up, and you put the paper on top, and then you rub it, right?
So
With you can
you
rub with a
have your own
spoon, or
stamp.
you have a brayer, and
Mm-hmm.
and you rub it, and you peel it off, and you end up with the image. And you can see here, right? So this came from this, because it's the
Wow.
opposite, right? So this is one of my prints, right? And it's beautiful, right? And what I really loved about this, and this is a very traditional uh, kind of pose, more traditional pose, right? Something like, like an old master pose or something like that of this
Amazing.
woman,
So you
right?
initially drew everything black in black or
Yeah, yeah. So what I would do is I actually would do the drawing on
uh-huh.
tracing paper because
Tracing.
I could transfer it, and then I would put the tracing paper,
Uh-huh.
actually I would use printer paper too. I would just do the
Uh-uh.
drawing on there, and then I would put the paper on top of the plate, and then I would
Mm-hmm.
rub it down. I would actually burnish it,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would go onto the plate, and then I would carve the plate because I have the image on it. Sometimes I will just draw directly on the plate, just like this is
Wow.
my piece of paper because I'll show you here. I'm gonna mark up the back of this one, right? So if you can see this, right? And in fact, I've got a cool little trick to make this so much easier. Watch this. Boom. We're gonna be looking down. Oh, okay. Isn't this
Yay, there
cool?
you
Yeah.
go.
Right. So you can see here. I know this might be hard to see. Do I have a thicker marker available? Hold on. Let me just reach over and get a
All
big
right.
marker.
So this is actually Adam showing us a bit of a demonstration of, how more or less, like in a nutshell, how he does printmaking. Okay.
Okay, you see there, you can just draw directly on, see that?
Oh
You can just
yeah.
draw directly onto the plate, however you want to, and you
This
can,
is called the
you know,
linoleum, lino.
yeah, Lino. This is actually I forget what they call this substance, but it's a new product that's made out of rubber, right? And it works
Rubber.
a lot like linoleum. I have linoleum panels too, but this carves so much easier. This carves
Mm-hmm.
so much easier than linoleum because
Mm-mm.
it's just all flexible rubber, and you just go in
Yeah,
there
it's
and
so
just carve it
nice.
away, and it's really easy. It doesn't hurt your arms. When you
Mm-mm.
do the linoleum, it's very harsh, and you gotta like I gotta push in there, and you can give
Yes, yes.
your
So you
wrists
created
a big
several
workout.
of these, right, Adam? You created several
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. I can show you some of the. I'll go back to my down view here, and you can see here. This starts here. This is a self portrait that I did, right?
That's
And
awesome.
yeah.
That's
So like,
Adam.
hey, what's up? And this is the plate, right? So this is the plate for that, right? So I drew that picture on here and I carved, away, and you can see
Oh
all of these
my.
lines. But what's nice is these lines, only the tops actually print, right? So you get all this nice kind of all these little marks and stuff like that. It
Mm-hmm.
gives that, energy, right? It gives energy
Mm-mm.
to the print. And even when it kind of breaks up a little bit because the ink didn't get on, it kind of works and makes it look authentic, right? But these are some other fun ones. So this one, yeah, I have this one. So here we go. Yeah, so this one's here, right? And here you can see this is one I didn't do. There's like you see the drawing, it kind of wore off, but there was like a boxer. I was
Oh
doing a picture of
yes.
a boxer here, but I didn't carve that one. Right? But I carved this one instead, and that became this kind of retro to retro picture. I like to do pictures of retro, like from the 50s and stuff like that, advertising.
It's so
A lot of
nice.
these, I was very inspired by kind of the old Hollywood, so the glamour stuff,
Uh-huh.
old fashioned stuff. This is Diana Ross, right? You go through here. These are some. This was a movie poster designer from the 1940s in Europe. This is just a
Wow.
an old photo from like the 50s that I found.
Amazing,
Yeah,
Adam.
and this is actually an interesting combination. This is when I first started printing again,
Uh-huh.
and then I did like almost 100 different portraits, and I decided to do. So this was at the very beginning of my printing run, and then I
Uh-huh.
said, you know what, I'm going to do the same face again to see how I've improved. And this was I did this one, probably 3 months later, and you can see kind of like, especially around the eyes, I got a
Uh-huh.
lot better at carving eyes, and
Oh yeah,
still
more
is,
details, right? On the other
yeah,
side.
it's just a little more accurate. Whereas they're both good. It's just,
Yes,
it
absolutely,
shows,
absolutely.
yeah,
I'll stand
yeah,
alone. They're both, but
yeah,
yeah, seeing them both
yeah. And here's, it's
side
two
by
people
side.
on the phone. There's someone calling, like, excuse me, like, hello, yeah,
And you made
you know.
hundreds more or less of
Yeah. Oh,
list
yeah. These are my
prints.
two daughters. I did portraits of my two daughters.
Oh,
These are just some old, like, I love old, like, photo booths. These are
uh-uh.
like photo booth photos that I would get. And I would try to find things that were in public domain, old boxers, This is the Lucha Libre, and this is Thich Nhat Hanh, the monk, or Gene Wilder, the here. Here's a few more kind of like fun stuff. So some of it's fun. This is one of my daughter's friends. These are some friends of hers. This is Yvonne De Carlo from the Munsters, right? I don't know if anybody
Mm-mm.
recognizes that. There's my self-portrait that I did, right? So I don't know who she is, but I just kind of slid that in. But you see here,
Oh my
there's a lot.
goodness.
There's a lot. There's
Yes,
a
and
lot.
those actually have these are the printed versions. So he
That's
actually
right.
has the printed, the rubber to actually go with it. So actually we call that rubber creating rubber stamps. I think that's how they
Well,
yeah, something
well,
like
they
that.
are. This still is a form of mono printing.
Yeah,
This
mono
isn't. Yeah, I
printing.
guess it's a rubber stamp in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But you could usually find this material anywhere where they sell the lino. So then
Mm-hmm.
February came along, and February in the United States is Black History Month, and I decided that year to do every day of February. I did a carving of famous Black jazz musicians, right? So this is
Oh, okay.
Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, Nancy Wilson, Thelonious Monk, all these famous, these are famous jazz
Are
players, and
you
I love
gonna
those
do
old photos.
creator series?
Yeah,
Maybe
this
we
is
get to
this
be.
was a series. I was putting this together, and I was going to try to show it in like a jazz club or something like that.
Oo.
Also, what was cool about these when I did these, I
Mhm.
would listen to the music of the artist, like, and just make a
Oh, and be
playlist of each
inspired by
artist when I
it.
was carving to inspire me. There's Thelonious Monk, like really cool, like jazz, old jazz music. Um, so this is all some various things, but I love this because I was printing on the craft paper. This is just craft paper, and I got all this is a specialty paper. I would get this from Michael's. They sell these big blocks of paper, for
Oo.
like $5 or $6, and I just cut it up.
Yes.
I don't get too caught up on the fancy quality of the paper. This is all just for fun. And what I like
Mhm.
so much about printmaking is you spend so much time creating the work, and then you can print as many as you want. And I've sent these to my friends, and it's like, like when you do a painting, there's only one. You can make digital print, but something like this, there's something that feels real about this. These are some of the ones that I've done, and again, I would look at a lot of different sources. Some of them are
Right.
old fashioned photos,
Correct. So maybe they want to know
boxing.
Adam, right? So like how long does Adam take to actually create this? Okay, so we can have Adam back. There you go. So so that's how he started with, why not landscapes? Why not still life? Why faces, Adam? What
Why
made you
not? Why
like,
not? I mean, I love landscapes. I have done a lot of landscapes.
mm-hmm.
I've got a whole series of. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me one second.
Right. So we're getting Adam excited about so many other things. But as I said, one of the things that he did recently was to actually, draw a portrait of a face. Okay, every day for. He initially started 30 days, but he just continued on and on, right? So until um as long as he can, as long as allow a time would allow it, and um how fast he did it was amazing. Okay, so let's have Adam back. All
Okay,
right.
so you talk about landscapes, and it's kind of
Yes.
funny because before I got back to drawing the faces, right, which is
Mm-hmm.
drawing the 30 days and 30 faces, and I'm just warn everybody, I'm gonna switch my camera again, so we're gonna go look at
Okay.
my desk, right? So this is my journal, right? And sometimes I was doing these abstracts, these like crazy, and these were ideas for paintings. Like,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't you see this as like a wild painting with these all different colors of paint, kind of like something like a Van Gogh painting or something like that. So I was doing these just to warm up. But I was looking at these, and these are just like, stream of consciousness. There's nothing here, but I'm like, oh, this all looks like a landscape in here, some
Mm-hmm.
kind of crazy Hamlet. I wasn't, this just chaos, I just, do this for fun. And then
Adam,
I was
what
like,
kind of pen did you use
oh,
to
I use a
create this?
brush pen. Like
A
it's
brush
a, it's a, a pen that's
pen.
has
Mm-hmm.
a brush on it. It's a magic. It's it's like a magic marker, but it has a brush. It's called
Yes, yes. So
a
we're familiar
fude,
with those. Yes.
Pentel fude pen,
Okay,
right?
so we have
They're
that with us. Yes.
yeah, they're wonderful. They're so much fun. And I was like, well, I love this texture. How about, again, this stuff is so self-indulgent. Some people like this stuff, but I wanted to do something that was a little more relatable. Like you could
Mm.
say, oh, there's like some figures here, or this is like a ladder, or there's like a little cave, and like there's a whole environment. Think about like Marc Chagall or some traditional expressionist or something like that. But then, I started to draw these kind of like European landscapes. Like, so you
Oh
see
yeah, I
these,
remember this.
you
Yes,
see
yes.
this, right? Yeah. And I kind of worked it into the side of the building, right? So you can see here. So these are landscapes, right? So again, I drew this. This is just kind of random, kind of going back, just kind of, almost like meditative. There's like a little figure standing on the hill and maybe a tree, like a ladder, just who knows what it is. But then, and this is kind of a little more morbid, but just
Uh,
kind of playing with some ideas. I did something a little bit tighter, and I'm like, okay, what should I do? And I started to move away from this, and I did kind of this loose landscape of a corner in Chinatown, right? And
yes,
still
actually, you did
loose.
several videos of some of
Yeah,
these guys. Oh, but it's
yeah,
no longer
yeah.
there, right? You removed
Yeah, and
the.
there's, yeah. So what, I do these, I do landscapes. Like
Mm.
I do them. I do them. This is a hookah shop. This is this I just did this is like a rough drawing
Uh-uh.
of a motel, as a roadside motel, and then I actually did the ink drawing here. And this is a townhouse in Harlem in New York. This is a pub in New York that I used to go to. This is actually a corner that I drew. This is in my town. This is a 7-Eleven right here in Arco Station, or it's like a convenience store. And I just love all this stuff. Like people don't look at like traffic lights and like the wires. I started getting into drawing like all of this kind of stuff that we kind of ignore. I found that to be really fascinating. Oh, and here's a picture. I do like drew a picture of the camera, but like this drawing of, this kind of looks familiar, right? Have you ever been to one of these places?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of 7-Elevens.
Yeah, the Church of 7-Eleven, right? Somebody
Yeah.
like looking in their phone. I think that's you, in fact.
Ah!
It just goes, right. But like then I went, real crazy, like all of this, drawing all of this stuff where you have all the lines, right? So this is all just traditional landscape, right? And this, when I started sharing this, and I made little short videos on YouTube of me
Mm-mm.
drawing these, and that's when it started to be like, you know what? We don't want to hear you talk about mics and podcasting. This is great. Like we want to see you draw this stuff, And
Yes.
then I
And we
it's got
love it. I
really
loved
crazy. I
it.
mean, like look at
Yes.
how complicated this gets, And this was, I was in a cab. I was in Mexico City, and I was on my
Mm-mm.
way to the airport, and I took a snap, just like random. I had no idea. I just put my hand out the cab and went click, and this is what it was. Like I didn't even pick this picture. It almost found its way. I was like, "What's this in my phone?" So I ended up drawing it, and it came out into this lovely piece of
Wow,
artwork.
that can
Like I
be a
didn't
scene here in the
consciously pick
Philippines.
this.
Our streets, a lot of our streets look like that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So now I'm now taking like all of these random pictures because I love, like, this is so interesting in an abstract way. But then when you
Mm-mm.
break it down, it's just like an alleyway, right? With these little posts and
Mm-hmm.
the little manhole
Manhole.
cover and,
Yes.
the wires and the little cell tower and stuff like that. So, I just find stuff really fascinating. This is the Pacific Grill, which is kind
Yeah.
of famous
And
here.
Adam, how
Yeah.
long does it take for you to create like an
Oh, to do these
image like
drawings?
that?
About an
Yes.
hour. About an hour. Yeah, about an
Guys,
hour
did you hear
each.
that?
Yeah.
About an hour,
Yeah,
right?
about an hour.
So
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
I'm professional, I have a job, I have a career, right? So I
yes,
have to manage my
correct.
time. Even printmaking, that's why I work in 5x7 or A5, right? So
Mm-hmm.
A5 is my size,
Yeah,
and
so
I
that's why
don't do
Adam,
it
I
for much
ask you all
larger.
the time, Adam, every time I post on, he posts something and I comment. And my question would always be, how long does it take to make this? And he would say, an hour or so. And I would say, how can you do that? And your answer, Adam, would be,
I've been doing it for 50 years.
Exactly.
I've been
Right?
doing
So
it for
that's
50
what Adam
years.
keeps telling
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Lala, do not compare yourself to what I've got. I've been drawing for, because I always put myself that I can't do that, I can't do this. Because to start with, I've never really started, right? So it also took Adam a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of, drawing all of these things to be where he is at this point, right, Adam?
Yes. So, I'm going, tomorrow's my birthday, or today for you, right? So I'll be
Happy
59.
birthday!
Yeah, thank you. And when I was 9 years old, and most kids when they're 9, they are playing soccer or football, right?
Mhm.
And they're doing sports and activities. You know what I was doing? I was in a studio, and my mom would take me to an art studio, and I loved it because I loved it. And I
Mhm.
drew and I paint and I learned, and I went to art camp, and when I was in high school and college, I geared towards I actually did radio production, so I actually was a DJ because I love that too, which is podcasting,
Mhm.
and I did drawing, and those were my two things. Those were my passions, and every kid has a passion, and a lot of kids who can draw, who are amazing, and I just kept going. It
All right.
stopped.
So it starts with a passion, and so you're able to
Yeah.
do it again and again. So if you are interested in doing drawing or trying to draw or learning how to draw, start and practice, right,
Oh, just
Adam?
keep going. Just keep
Keep
going.
going.
But and here's an important point now.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep drawing, and you can draw every single day. But if you put an orangutan in front of a typewriter, it's doubtful he's going to write a novel. Even if he sits
Mm-hmm.
there for 20 years, right?
Exactly.
So the monkey needs some training. You need guidance. You need teachers. You need a community around you to help you
Mm-hmm.
evolve. So one of the things that I forgot to put in my bio was I was selected as a Silver Mine Guild artist in the early 2000s, which is a very prestigious group in New Canaan, Connecticut. And
Uh-huh.
through just the quality of my work, like probably more than 1,000 people submit every year to become a Silver Mine Guild artist. And I was selected. Like 5 people were selected. I was one of them for my
Wow.
paintings at the time. So I'm in the Silver Mine Guild, and so I have my work there too. I forgot all about that,
So
but
this was really supposedly should have been in the beginning, since the
no,
beginning.
no, no,
You're
no, 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 no.
talking.
But my point is here. The reason why I am a
Mm.
Silver Mine Guild artist, right, is because I had a community around me and I had great
Mm-hmm.
teachers. And then when I was in the guild, it was a community, and it was all built around teaching and studio time. And you need to do the work, but you also need to have feedback and instruction. And
Mm-hmm.
so that leads us to like the next part of this conversation, which is I'm back in school. I thought I was
Exactly.
done with school, and at 50 years, I could be considered a master at what I do, but I'm not. I'm good, but to be truly great, I mean, when I talk about great, I talk about Michelangelo, Da Vinci,
Mm-hmm.
Raphael,
Yes.
Donatello, all
We
of
were
these
talking about that
Rembrandt.
prior to
Yeah,
this to the show,
yeah, that
right?
level
So
of, and those those great masters, those artists, they didn't have electricity. I mean, not even,
mm-hmm.
no cameras, no internet, no phones, nothing. They
Yeah.
figured this out in their minds, and that's what's so amazing to me about art is it's just like you and the paper and the pencil, and like it's pure,
Exactly.
that connection. And I'm going back. I was always distracted by the brightest, shiniest, newest thing or technology, and we can go back 500 years, even 600 years, and you look at the work from the masters at that time, and it's breathtaking. It's so amazing that they figured this out. And there's just by looking at that work and drawing along with it or copying master copies,
Mm-hmm.
you can learn a lot. And so that's what I'm
Yes.
doing now.
That's
I'm
very
I'm
inspiring, Adam, to think that although, as you said, you've been doing this for many years, but that doesn't mean that you know everything already, and this is where
no.
it ends. So you can continue your learning process. So we'll talk more about that in a bit, okay, Adam, as we go, and then we'll tell them what's happening happening in the future. Of course, we will
Sure.
definitely talk about the faces. All right. But first, let's go to the chat. And Doc Dwayne is here. Hello, all. And then Williams was saying printmaking. Yes, that sticker are like our rubber stamps. When you carve it, it becomes debossed. Yeah, so you can easily stamp it in a nice way. Oh, you carve out the white space. That's Tina. Tina is also interested in printmaking. And we have Jason. Jason, hello, Mega Love. Shout out, Jason. And he was saying hi to everybody. Is that Pacino or Stallone? I think this she was referring to one of the prints earlier on. Was it Pacino or Stallone in one of those?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it looks just like it. Okay. I love those prints. I used to carve small blocks to make stamps as a hobby, but I've never tried carving a portrait. This is Miss Vess from one of our communities. Oh my goodness, Austin, we miss you. Yes, long time no see. Thank you so much, Austin, for dropping by. Yes, absolutely. I think it's almost near maybe Christmas break, so you have a little bit more time um to be with us. Thank you so much, Austin. Hello, all your beautiful people in the chat as well. Yes, everybody misses you, Austin. Miss Wims is saying amazing artist. Indeed, he is. All right. And then wow. Tina is saying this late doing good. Me and Lala were just talking about you a couple of days ago. This was Tina referring to Austin. All right. And of course, Animal Paradise Communication and Healing. This is my dear friend Janet. Hi, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Yeah, saying hi to us. And Giga Art. She's also a visual artist. Adam, based in but based in Australia. She is also a very talented artist. Hello, Giga Art. Okay. So everybody saying hi to everybody and happy early birthday, Adam. Happy birthday, Adam. Everybody saying happy birthday to you, Adam. There
Thank
you
you.
go. Even Janet. Sometimes we don't have the luxury to go to a formal school for things like art. Most times, people nowadays are self taught. Amazing the resources you find online, bulk of it from YouTube. But yes, but if you actually have the capacity or find the time to go back to school, then that would also be a lot of fun and great for our learning. Okay, on the way listening in the car, one of my favorite quotes from Austin. Austin, I don't know, Adam, if you know, also, likes to draw. He's also an artist in his own right. So one of my favorite quotes, art is standing with one hand extended into the universe and one hand extended into the world and letting ourselves be a conduit for passing energy. Nice. Very nice one. Okay, Miss Wims is saying the difference between stamp and printmaking is the texture. Oh, you get from pressing the plate to the paper through the machine. Okay, so there's the technical aspect of it. Okay, so Miss Wims no, because she also actually makes I this is something that Miss Wims also makes. I love that, Austin. All right. So Adam, going back as you said, right? So you decided to go back to school. Okay, and not just one school, but
Yeah.
two schools. So tell us more
Yeah.
about
So
that, and then we go to the faces.
as I sh- as I shared, actually, you reached out to me to talk about the 30-day challenge. That was
Yes.
actually part of a class. I love online
Oh, really?
classes, and
Mm-mm.
I think if you know where to look, right? YouTube's great, but it's very noisy, and there's some questionable advice on YouTube as well as good training, and some of the best training you'll only just get a little bit of it because all of the best classes that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
they're valuable. And they come at a cost. The cost isn't very high compared to the value you receive, but generally, when you pay for a class, some of the better classes they cost
Mm-hmm.
money. And so I found one of these classes. I like to use this platform called Skitchy,
Oh yeah.
SKTCHY, and it's a social media platform where people upload their faces and they're giving you permission to draw them, and that's a lot of the faces that I was drawing was there, and they also have classes. So one of the classes that they had was a bundle called 30 Faces in 30 Days, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, I really want to brush up on my portraiture drawing. And I think this would be a good challenge because, I started doing the landscapes again and that was going really well. And so, and I was very nervous about my ability to draw the face, just straight up draw it. It's like, it's not that it's that hard, but you
Wow,
really have to
Adam
know
is
what you're doing.
nervous.
And you have to know what you're doing, right? You have to know what you're doing. So I was like, I figured if I drew 30 faces, uh, I would, I would, I would get better at it, right? And
Mhm.
so I started drawing them. And what was cool about the 30 days, 30 faces challenge with Stitchy, and you take it as a course, is that they give you 30 faces to draw, and they give you an hour lesson with each face with a master artist who draws that face, and you watch them draw it, and they show you how they did it, and then you can do it in
Ah,
their style. And I did that,
uh-huh.
but I did like maybe 3 or 4 classes, and then after a while, I was like, I'm just going to draw this my style. I'm going to use the faces, but I'm going to do them my own way. And because I didn't want to replicate what they were doing, but then I started to go back and watch the classes again because there's so much to learn. Right? There really
Mhm.
is a lot to learn. The challenge with the 30-day, 30 faces class was that you'd have to spend an hour in class and then an hour or more drawing. And that was
Mhm.
just more time than I had. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to draw the faces. And as I found, what I found was if you do something like this, I mean, drawing 30 faces in 30 days, if
Mhm.
you draw a portrait every single day, on day 30, you start getting pretty good. And I kept on going. So I think I'm at like face 48 or 49. I didn't quite get to 50 yet, but I'll keep going. I'm taking a break now because
Yeah, you've been
I've
very
decided to,
busy. You've been jet setting.
yeah,
You've
yeah,
been
I've been traveling
everywhere
a little bit for
lately.
work, but also I went back to school more formally. So I found an academy that really dives into the more formal side of art and
Yeah,
understanding,
I actually, Adam,
like head construction
wanted to
and
put it in
anatomy.
the
Right.
description. I added that, okay, in the description, the links. But then, the weird thing, FB, because I'm multi-streaming, does not allow
Uh
me
huh.
to put any outside links like those. They only want links within their own platform. So I had to remove it. But after the show, I will put back the links, okay, to the institutions or the schools where Adam is actually taking his current class right now and his future class. So, what are these schools again, Adam?
Well,
The two
hang on.
ones?
Before we get to the school, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
talk about the school because it's important
All right,
because
go,
I'll be
great.
focusing on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about because you want to talk about the 30 faces and the 30,
Mm-mm.
30 days. So what I'm going to do now is actually share my screen again, but
Mm-hmm.
this time instead of my screen, we're going to hold on. I got to do a little calculus here and go to
You can do
here.
this.
Oh, we can do it, and then
All
what we can
right.
do, there
There
we
you
go.
go.
Okay, so this is my iPad. So this is my website, and what I did was every time I'd finish a face, I would post it here on my website. So
Again, sorry, Adam, what's the
adamtinkoff.com,
website? Adam Artist?
uh, adamartist.me. That's I have a
Right.
few addresses, or you could just even simply just put adamtinkoff
Mm-hmm.
dot com,
Dot com.
adamtinkoff.com. So these are the drawings, and each one of these drawings is 5 by 7, and you can see here, these are all, some of them are more contemporary, various perspectives. Sometimes they're from
Mhm.
underneath, sometimes the profile from
Adam,
the
this
side,
were done with just a
sometimes,
pen?
yeah, just pencil and paper.
Pencil.
Just pencil and paper, and they're all 5 by 7 or A5 in size.
Mm-hmm.
They're relatively small, and most of them are models from Sketchy, so they've given their release. So
Mm-hmm.
all of these folks are really excited to have their pictures drawn, right? And it's fun to do, and this is kind of an example of one a little more close up, right? And they're just when you zoom in and you look more closely, these are, can I zoom, can I pinch zoom? No, it won't let
Wow.
me pinch zoom,
The
unfortunately. But
details.
it's just lines, they're just lines on paper with
I wish I
pencil.
could say they're just
There's no
lines.
tricks here. It's not Photoshop. It's just a pencil and a piece of paper and moving your hand and that kind of stuff, and a picture, right? So I'm looking at a picture, right? So and so I started drawing these, right? and I'm up to like 48, so I think I'll keep going, right? But I want to take it a little bit further. I want to take this
Mm-hmm.
all a little bit further. Let me how do I get here? And so I joined the new Masters Academy, and this is the new Masters Academy, which you're looking at now, which is an online school. They had a really great Black Friday deal, so I joined.
Mm-hmm.
I joined them on Black Friday, and I got a year with them. And I'm right now taking constructive head drawing, which is basically just breaking down the head and how the anatomy works and how it how things really fit together. And you can
Mm-hmm.
see the video that's playing here. This is Steve Youthen, who is an amazing teacher. He teaches top animators at Disney, at Pixar. He's well known in the
Wow.
entertainment industry, and he's all based in master drawing and master understanding. And he breaks down like master drawings to show how the masters did it and then how you can do it, and it's so great.
Wow.
But here, they have live classes that you can take. There's beginner friendly classes that really start like oil painting for
So
beginners or
these
basic
classes
like
are live, Adam, or
perspective.
are they recorded
uh,
ones?
no, these are recorded, but they do have live classes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have as much choice with the live classes, like kind of like a Zoom class.
Mm-hmm.
They're not seeing you, you're just watching them, and you can ask
Mm-hmm.
questions, right? They do have a program where you can have a Zoom call with a mentor, and I'm doing that. There's like a
Mm-hmm.
coach. And so
Mm-hmm.
there might be like 6 to 8 other artists on the call, and you upload a few pictures. So you got to take a picture of your artwork, and then they put that on the screen, and then everybody talks about it like a
Oh,
critique, right?
it's like
So
an open
and
critic.
this but I have to tell you, as someone who's been to art school and I've been around a lot of artists and I've been in
Mm-hmm.
the guild, like the quality of education at New Masters Academy is as good as you're going to get in any art school anywhere. And
Wow.
these teachers, they are the greatest teachers on the planet. It's amazing that this is available at a fraction of the cost. Going to an art school to get a certificate can cost you $50,000-$100,000 in the end.
Oh
This
my
costs
goodness.
about $500 a year for this, and if you want the coaching and the mentorship, and
Uh-uh.
that costs a little bit more, but it's like $500 a year. So
Yeah.
you could spend 2 years spend $1,000 versus $100,000 on education, and
Wow, amazing. And you
you will
found all
learn.
of this online, Adam.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
painting, drawing, figure drawing. So I am in this school, and I do it on my own. I watch the
Mm-hmm.
videos, but then I also get on a call with the not the instructor, but the one of the people who works with the instructor who coaches you, looks
Mm-hmm.
at your drawings, and that's basically what I'm doing here. And what's so great about this is that it's very, very academic, as in you're learning the master way of drawing, right?
Yes.
This is foundational stuff, and when you learn this stuff, it stays with you. It stays with you. And there's stuff, and I've been drawing for 50 years, and there's just stuff that I've always taken shortcuts around, like
Mm-hmm.
little tricks on how to draw the mouth, or that the eye is actually a ball in a socket. And when you
Mm-hmm.
understand the mechanics of the face, drawing it becomes much easier, because you can see like, oh, I can't just put a line, or like a lot of people who draw, they just draw the eyelashes. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, you can't even see the eyelashes, and it's more about drawing the right space and the right line and the right positioning. And if you have the positioning correct and the proportions correct, it
Mm-hmm.
almost doesn't matter what you draw. Some of the masters, they just put like just a little flick of paint, and it, for some reason, it just reads as the eye, because it's in the right spot, and it's in the right balance with everything else, in the right
Yeah.
size.
So that's
And
that's
so
great to know. That's one thing that I actually can take away from what Adam said was foundation, right? So it's very important. You may, as Adam said, know a lot of tricks and things or shortcuts that you've learned from years of being an artist, but going back to the basics, the foundations of stuff is actually
never too old.
yes, you're
Never
never
too
too
old to
old
go
for
back.
learning,
And
never too old to learn.
yeah,
That's
of course.
amazing.
And I'm just gonna get better, and I have very big plans, moving forward. I'm also looking at another program that's called the Milan Art Institute,
Mm-hmm.
which is a program that has a beginning and it's a year-long program through 2023. It would start in January. You spend the first really 6 months. The first 3 months is just traditional drawing and painting and like 101. Just you're never
Mm-hmm.
too good to work on the foundational stuff. Though some students might just be starting out, you have to just kind of put your ego at the door and start over and just do it
Mm-mm.
and sit through that, right? And then the next 3 months is a process of finding your voice. Like, what are you going to be drawing about? And for me personally, what I need to work on, which I've been avoiding for a long time, is my use of color. I know how to use color.
A
I'm a
color, yes.
designer. I understand color. I understand color theory. I've got years and years of that. I understand it, but how to use color to represent who you are, what you want to say, and what's your voice. What are you here to do? And obviously, I'm doing portraits, right? But the next 3 months is going to be focused on that, and then the second half of the year is focused on pulling your portfolio together, and then building your business, which is your website, your marketing strategy, getting into galleries and doing all of that. So that I'm going to be working with a different school, online school, same kind of thing, with seminars and webinars and all that kind of stuff. And it looks really good. So my goal is by 2023 to have my store and my, like, I've got my little website with my art and stuff like that, but I'm probably going to alter my art a little bit so it's a little more commercial, a little more professional. So there'll be an artist statement, there'll be products that you can buy, things like that. And here's the
Mm-hmm.
cool thing is I'm going to be sharing all of this on YouTube and the other
Wow.
socials. So you see this as we go. Yes, there will be a video component and I will be sharing in a vlog way and doing
So you're
shorts
going to
and
share
stuff
your
like I'm doing.
journey.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm not focusing on that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
focusing. I'm not going to be like it's going to be very down and dirty. And like,
Mm-hmm.
if people watch, great. But like, what I'm trying to do is build an art business here, not build a YouTube thing. Right? Like, I have a feeling if I focus on that, like actually, here's the big wild
Mm-hmm.
discovery. The less I try at YouTube, the more successful I am. Is it like, if I don't focus on trying to grow on YouTube, I actually grow because I'm making stuff that people want to see, which is my
Yes,
artwork, right? They don't
exactly.
want to see me
Because
talk about my
yeah, so
clothes,
when you
right?
focus on growth, you focus on more on what do they want. Of course, that's always if you go to any YouTube, educator, they would always say you have to know what the people want. But
Or
then
use
again,
keywords, yeah, and,
yes,
and ask your audience what they want to see. I'm
yes.
sorry, audience.
Yes, but then
I'm going
again,
to share with
sometimes,
you my
especially
heart.
for artists like Adam,
Yeah.
eventually you'll ask your like, is this the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? So it
Yeah,
gets the
no.
fun out of
And there are
it,
other
like
people who do it so much better than me. Like there's such good people doing this, and
yeah.
there's
So
so
it
many of
has
them.
to be
Like,
something that
I'm
you're
not going down
passionate
that road.
about, right, Anna? So
Yeah, I
me, in
walked
my case,
away.
like, yeah. So they say, oh no, you can't do that. You have to do this and that. It's like, but then if I just do that, it's gonna
So
drain
let
me
me ask you a
out.
question, Lala.
Okay,
What do you
which one?
think I should do? Should I just stop doing the art and go back to doing what I was doing? You knew me very well, what I was doing, right?
Yes.
From the, just being a YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
like, or a podcaster talking
Mm-hmm.
about YouTube and podcast. Like, what do you think? Should I do that? Should I continue doing what I used to be doing, or should I do what I'm doing now? Do you think I'm heading down the right path?
I think you should do what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
you.
too.
That's why I'm so, I'm so, you pivoted several
Like,
times. Okay, Adam
happy
pivoted
birthday.
several times actually. So it's in like, and he did that in a way that's he was growing, and so it's like it's okay if you feel like it. He was growing slowly but surely, but then he would say, "Okay, I will close this," and then we were like, "Oh, okay." He put a lot. But when Adam starts something, he really puts his all into it. Right? It's not like, "Oh, I'll just do this." No, he really puts everything into it. But then when he decides, "Okay, this is not for me for at this point probably," so he no worries, he'll pivot. And I wish I could be like that, as he does it so like flawlessly. But as I said, Adam, I agree that this is a great pivot, right? And I think you got where you are right, got here,
I wouldn't
okay,
get,
where you are right
yeah, I
now,
wouldn't
because
be where I
you
am. Yeah, I
continue
had to
to
go on the journey.
search for
Yeah.
what it is really that I would want. Because Adam, it's not about money for him, or he wants, he needs to be able to feel that he's delivering something of value, right? Not just for himself, but that people will actually really learn something from what he is really doing. And he was doing that with his podcast and everything. But yes, Adam, I believe that with this one, we can see the passion behind the channel. Really, of course, the podcast was, again, was there. I learned so much from the contents that Adam actually put in his YouTube channel. But the community, the artists community, the way with Adam, guys, is he can unpack something really complex into something, like a regular Jane or Joe, right, can easily understand. Okay. And that is my take on, you're a great teacher, you're a great mentor, Adam.
Think
And
about it.
so,
That's the job of an artist, not to
mm-mm,
confuse things, but to bring
mm-hmm,
clarity. So, especially someone who's drawing something more realistically, you're
mm-hmm,
breaking down shapes. Like, so this is a triangle here, and these are circles for
yes,
the eyes. It's kind of a cone here, and there's a relationship. Did you know the eyes are in the middle of the head, and then the mouth is at the middle between the eyebrows and the chin,
yeah, I
right? And
don't
so
know that.
if you understand that um, mathematical relationship, right, proportions, then every time you draw, you'll know, oh, that those eyes are too high, or people tend to put the eyes too high on the forehead. We have
Unless
a
they
lot.
want it
You
to
can
look
tell
like
with me,
maybe
I'm having
comical,
a lot of
right?
forehead, right?
Yeah.
But we got a lot head up here. There's a lot of brain inside here, hopefully, right? Look at
Yeah.
that. See all that? And bring it down here. Look at, see, right? So it's even a little lower, but
Oh.
from here to here, and understand you're I guess I got that wrong, but you're seeing the top of my head,
Uh-huh.
right? But when you draw, the eyes are in the middle, and the
Uh-huh.
ears, I'm wearing the earphones here, but
Yeah.
the ears are aligned to the eye. The top of the ear is aligned to the top of the eye, and the bottom
Oh.
of the ear, right, is aligned to the top of your mouth, right? And see how that
Oh.
line
Now it's like,
goes?
oh, yeah, you're right.
Oops,
Yeah.
this is here, right? So you go
Oh.
from here to here, this line, and then
Oh.
the top of the ear goes to the top. That's why your eyeglasses are straight, right?
Wow.
And so when you start, and also another thing, like width of
Mm-hmm.
the mouth is always going to be aligned to the corner of the eye, right? So the corner of the eye and the width of the mouth is almost a straight line. You can make a mouth wider, but it's going to be a character, right?
Mm-mm.
But all of these things are in relationship to each other.
Right.
There's a
So in your
balance, and every
channel,
face is
moving
different.
forward, Adam, so what
Yeah.
kind of art content are you gonna be, or can we expect? Okay, or look
Oh yeah.
forward
So
to.
one, let me say this: I'll be focusing more on shorts. They'll be very underproduced
Mm-hmm.
and sporadic. I'm not committing to anything.
Yes, yes, that's
And
fine.
I'm not
Yes.
here to produce a YouTube channel. I
Mm-hmm.
will be making YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is share my journey next year in building my art business. And I'm just going to be more like a vlog style, sharing my journey. And I'm actually going to be building a studio and setting that
Oh,
up and
that's
talking about that.
nice.
I'm not going to be teaching that. I'm just going to show you what I'm going through. I'll talk
Oh,
about it.
is
I'm going to,
teaching not gonna
I'm
be
going to be
part of the
making artwork.
future for you? You don't want to
What's that?
teach? Is teaching
Is
not gonna
teaching?
be
Yeah, maybe down the line.
down
Yeah,
the
I'm
line?
not going to focus on teaching yet. What I'm going to be focusing on is making the work,
All
is
right.
doing the work. Yeah, so I'm going to be focusing on making the work. And so here's the thing. My challenge for next year, because I'm going to be leaning into painting,
Oh,
is to have about 30 or 40 paintings done by the end, maybe even more, maybe more than
What
50.
kind? Acrylic, oil,
Oil, yeah,
watercolor,
oil painting. Well, probably
oil,
oil. Oh yeah, no, paintings, like real, beautiful paintings,
oil. Last
and
forever.
things that can be then reproduced and made into prints and sold
Oh,
as
awesome.
items,
All right.
and
So,
also,
guys,
paintings
yes.
that can be sold.
Exactly. So if you are not yet following Adam, right? So this is his website. Okay, and that's his YouTube channel. It's also in the description of this video. So if you have questions, or then if you just want to follow his amazing journey into his art journey, then please head on to his YouTube, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Okay, so Adam, let's just say go back to the chat a bit. So we had Mono and Use, Docri. Yes, she's a doctor. She's a crafter. She's also an artist. Just like you, she is into so many things and she's great at almost everything. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for dropping by, although you're still jet lag. Yes, that's right. Art school is expensive, said Tina, but nice thing about it is you can do immersions in Europe. That's another option that you have. Hey, I follow someone in YouTube, Santina, that teaches that. His stream is like for hours and hours. Again, as Adam said, there are many places that you can find in YouTube. Just be, you know, some may not be as good, some are good. And he actually mentioned about two amazing institutions or schools that if you want to really try to be more serious about your art journey, that you can head on to. I will put the description after this because they will not allow me to put it during or before the show. They said their platform does not allow outside links, so I couldn't put it. Right? So a no brainer. Hey, amazing. I caught this stream. Remember Rodrigo? Adam, drawing eyes proportionally is extremely difficult. The whole human body, actually. Yes, I absolutely agree. I no brainer. It's been really long time. I don't fully apply to drawing anymore. Got John, no pun intended, towards 3D modeling. Yes. So, wherever, whatever art form or wherever your journey leads you to, that's fine. As long as you're following what, makes you happy. And bottom line is, Adam will always throw this, amazing questions at me. And I would like, okay, I'll think, right? It makes me think, right? Because it's like, when sometimes we're so excited about many things, we go all over the place. And then he will ask me, and then I will, all right. So again, as Adam said, it to become, better at what you're doing, you need a mentor, you need a community. So of course, you have to do the work yourself. But all of these things do come into play. And Tina was saying, that's so true, Adam. Do what makes you happy. 3D modeling. Wow, now no brainer. Yep, many of the videos have 3D assets. I modeled myself. Wow, I have to look and check that out, Rodrigo. All right, so that I think I've caught up with the chat. So, Adam, again, invite them over. Okay, to your channel. I know it's not growing a YouTube channel that you're after, but again, they might want to follow you. So please do invite them over.
Yeah, it's organically growing, though. I've actually experienced more growth in the last couple of weeks and months doing what I'm doing now than I ever did when I was trying. So while I'm not trying, it's not like it's growing. So I'll be sharing this journey. I'll be sharing my drawings, especially more shorts than longs. But I will be doing some long, you can watch me draw. I'll do a few of those. I might do a workshop down the line. I'm not focusing on creating classes. Creating a good class is an art form in itself. And I am an educator, so I can do that. But right now I have to focus on doing the work.
All right.
And making really beautiful art. So, you saw my prints, you saw my drawings, and now I need to work on creating some paintings. And then once I have that, I can really then say, hey, here's the stuff that I create. Can I teach you how to get to where I am now? And I'm in a pretty good place, but I'm still on a journey. I'm not ready yet to just turn that over, because when you decide to start to teach, that's a whole world in itself. It's a very different. Being a great teacher isn't the same as being a great artist. There are many great artists who are great teachers, but there are more great artists that are terrible teachers.
Absolutely.
And there are great teachers that are terrible artists. but they're great teachers, so they'll get you there,
Yes, that's
right?
true. That is so
So
true.
yeah,
Yes. But if and when you
yeah.
do actually decide to make a workshop or create a class or whatever it is, Adam, please know that we will be there. I absolutely
Oh no,
can, you know.
absolutely. Yeah, maybe we could do a printmaking, just a fun, printmaking,
Oh, oh, we
just
will
like a
take you up on that,
we could just
Adam.
do a BN, like we could do it together. Like something informal like that, I'd be
Yes,
interested in
yes.
doing, but I'm not interested in creating a product. I think that's that I am going to create products. I'm creating my product,
Hmm.
which are my, my drawings and my paintings. I'm not creating a training product. And
Exactly.
I'm not looking for your money. Like a lot of
Yes.
people who are out there just looking for your money. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to create something that's so beautiful that you just have to have it, and then we can
Exactly.
talk.
Speaking of which, Adam, do you actually accept commission work? If
Oh
ever.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do commissions. I'll paint a picture of your dog. No
Okay.
problem.
All right. So if ever you want
Yeah,
to have
absolutely.
something done, right? Like a print, okay? So just message Adam, okay, on his website. And of course, follow him on YouTube, okay? So Adam, thank you again so much. It has been a wonderful morning for us talking with you.
Oh, I thought
And,
we were just getting started. We were
yeah.
gonna now talk about we have like 2 more hours to fill, right? I've seen your shows before. They go for
Yes.
hours.
3 hours.
Hours. This is just the
Exactly.
first chapter,
Don't
my
worry,
dear.
Adam. We're gonna take you up on that 3 hours when we have you back for printmaking because we will be
Okay.
ready with our materials, with
Oh,
our
come
lino
on.
blocks, and we will
We're just
definitely
warming
ask
up
away.
here.
Right? Adam is just laughing at what we're doing right now, but he's a very busy person, really, guys. So it's really an honor, Adam, to have you
I
back,
have
and you're
tomorrow off, by the way, because it's
yes,
my
it's your
birthday. I'm taking the day off.
birthday.
Yeah, so I'm not that busy tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
be
so
eating
happy
cake.
birthday. Again, Adam,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And please don't get tired of coming into the show. And if and when you
Oh,
have another
absolutely,
time,
anytime.
we'll take you up on that printmaking process, please.
Oh,
Like
mommy,
maybe you can show them last time, Adam.
you are
That's
such a
the
wonderful leader in your community. I want to thank
oh,
you for this opportunity just to
thank
talk to
you.
your folks, and I am blessed to know you as a friend, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me as a coach as well. You're one of my coaches, and
Oh, thank you,
so
Adam.
I really count on you for that, and and anyone who's watching this, just keep doing what you're doing. Believe in what you're doing, because what you're doing is wonderful, and we need more wonderful in the world. And I'm 100% behind you. And if there's anything I can do from my side of the world, just let me know, and I'd love to interact with you. Just let me know. I'm not here to sell you anything,
Thank you,
and I
Adam.
know we're all on a
Yes.
journey, and it's just so nice to be on a journey with such wonderful people like yourself and everyone who's
Yes.
listening to
Let's
this.
end with another
So
happy note, Adam. Can we see that, as you said, anybody can do printmaking? Remember what you showed me? This like image of a dog. They said very easy to make the print
oh,
of
a
a dog.
really simple one. Yeah,
Yes, because
okay.
he said, Lala,
Yeah,
anybody can
yeah,
do this. You just
yeah,
do
I can
like
do it.
lines and
Yeah,
sketches.
I
So
can do that.
maybe we will do something like that in the future. Okay, so Adam will
Yeah,
show that.
so right. So you saw that some of the stuff that I was showing you was fairly sophisticated, like the drawing. Like people say, "Oh, it's so hard to draw. It's so hard to draw a face." Well, this was the first print I ever made, and it's not a very good one, but this little crow. This was the
Mm-hmm.
first print that I did, and then I did this cat. Oh, oh, I think I lost you. Hold on. Oh, I'll be honest. Hold on.
It's okay.
Come back. Camera. Where did you go? Come here.
Ah, yes, he has a
I lost
camera
There we
that
go.
like follows him around. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
there.
So yeah. So this was the first print that I did. Then I did this cat. And you can see how this is just, amateurish and goofy and stuff like that. But I keep these old prints. But this was the very first one that I did because it was just
Yes. So maybe we can
experimenting.
start with that
And
kind.
this is the plate, right? So, and you can see here, this is the marker that kind of that bled through, but I just drew this little picture of a crow, and it's just a triangle or kind of a rectangle with lines, and I had drawn this on a piece of tracing paper, and then I rubbed it down to do a transfer, and then I drew a little bit of a frame, and I just kind of carved it out just to see how the tools work. This was just an experiment, and I thought this was really ugly. I mean, the bird has got this giant head and the beak is too long and like it's just got all kinds of problems, right? You don't really see the wing here. It just looks like, this could be a banana for all we know. Like it's just a terrible little rendering here. And then I printed it, right? And this is what came out, which was just like so cool. I was like, "Oh, I love how like, the ink kind of didn't cover here and it gets
Yes.
broken up and just gives it and then you could see like
It's
little
very
like
organic looking, actually,
yeah, it
right?
gives it so much character, right?
Yes.
It's so cool, right? And I was like,
Yes.
"Oh yeah, I got to try
Correct.
this," and then I did a self portrait, and I just kept going, right? And I
Yes.
just
So we
kept
start
pushing
with
it and
simple
kept,
ones, right,
yeah,
Adam? So hopefully
yeah,
when we have
yeah, but
Adam back, yes, we will start with the very basic one. Okay, again, we need to find the time though. For Adam to be available because
after,
he's very
yeah,
busy.
after Vlogmas, we can do that in
Yes. Yay,
2026.
that's so
So
nice,
yeah,
Adam. Thank you. And we
yeah.
have a raid, okay, from Norman's Diary. Thank you, Sir Norman. Thanks, Adam, from Miss Wims. Everybody saying thank you. And this is from Norman's Diary. Thank you for sharing, Adam. Thank you, Lisa and Sebastian, for dropping by. And Susan wants to greet you happy birthday as well.
Thank
All
you.
right, Prince Rio Vlog, mega love, shout out, God the Joy. Maraming salamat po for dropping by. Again, Adam, everybody, thank you so much for joining me and Adam. And Adam, we have been so inspired. Now I will try to actually start with just, pencil drawing. I will start with that. Right? So, and I
You
will
don't have
just
to show
focus on
anyone.
my own.
Just do it for yourself.
Yes, because
Just do it
I
for yourself.
drawing is
Yeah.
something I really am scared of. So I will try, and hopefully when we get back with you on the show, when we do that printmaking, I can have something more of something that looks like a drawing and not just like a stick figure person, something like that. All right. So again, Adam, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and see you tomorrow for Vlogbus number 6 with Angelo Allen tomorrow. We talk about repurposing your content. Woo! All right. Bye, Adam. Bye, everyone. Thank you. God bless.